Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to break down this lyrical source to uncover a pretty incredible story of clandestine corporate espionage, a meticulously planned takedown that was happening in plain sight.
So, our story kicks off with two figures who have absolutely mastered the art of deception. You look at them, you see a smile, you think they're harmless. But make no mistake, beneath that polished exterior is this raw power that just commands the entire room. They're not just in the scene, they own it.
And that's the central question, right? Who are these people? So today, we're going to treat these lyrics like a classified intelligence file. We're going to piece together all the clues, decode the evidence, and really figure out who these operatives are and what their secret mission is all about.
All right, first things first, we have to establish the setting and the core enigma here, and our investigation starts exactly where theirs did, with simple whispers in the hallway.
What's immediately clear is their fundamental duality. I mean, look at this. By day, they're the picture of professionalism. Sharp blazers, totally clean-cut, corporate. But when the sun goes down, they transform, gliding through this world of shadows and electricity. They operate seamlessly in two totally different realities.
And now we get our first piece of solid intel. This is our first real, concrete lead in this whole investigation. The operatives, well, they have names, Sarah and Laura.
This right here breaks down their perfect synergy. See, they aren't just twins. They're basically a two-person intelligence unit, each with a very distinct, complementary role. Sarah is the mind, the strategist. Laura, she's the muscle, the enforcer. One plans the storm, the other one brings it.
You know, their greatest weapon isn't some fancy tech or brute force. It's this unique, almost supernatural bond they have. This telepathy lets them coordinate these incredibly complex actions without saying a single word, which makes them completely unpredictable and, frankly, impossible to intercept.
This simple line just perfectly captures their adaptability. It says it all, really. They are masters of context. They are just as comfortable navigating the tricky politics of a corporate boardroom as they would be executing a high-stakes operation on a battlefield.
So we've got these incredibly skilled operatives, but what is their goal? What's the objective here? Well, the source material gives us some huge clues that all point toward a mission of deep, long-term infiltration.
When you start to piece all the evidence together, the picture becomes alarmingly clear. Studying charts and climbing the ranks, that points to a corporate setting, right? But then you see in your system and dancing close to every wire. This isn't about getting a promotion. This is a mission to gain total control from the inside.
Which leads to the next big question. How? How did two people pull off such a complex infiltration without anyone noticing?
Their entire strategy, everything they do, hinges on social stealth, on subverting expectations. They use the trust people put in them as ordinary friends or colleagues, and that lets them operate right under the noses of their targets, who have absolutely no idea what's really going on.
And here it is, their playbook for deception. First, they switch roles in an instant, just to sow confusion. Second, they can shift their entire persona, their mask, to fit any situation. And through it all, they just play it cool, never, ever betraying their true intent. This makes them impossible to track or profile.
And their communication, it's flawless. That telepathic link we talked about, it allows them to coordinate these complex moves with, as it says, silent grace. They can plan, adapt, and execute without leaving a single trace of communication to be intercepted. They are always two steps ahead.
So this brings us to the endgame. The infiltration, the deception, the silent coordination, it was all leading to this, the successful completion of their mission.
In the end, their ultimate strength is this perfect duality. You have two individuals, two sides of the same coin, but they are fueled by the exact same fire. That unity, that's their power.
And the final lines of our source confirm it all. There's no ambiguity here. Mission success. The power structure has completely shifted. Sarah and Laura are now fully and completely in control.
And let's make no mistake about the objective. This was never about a bigger paycheck or a corner office. The hallway whispers, the charts studied over coffee, it was all building to a total power shift. The goal was always the throne.
The source material ends right there, on that definitive but kind of tantalizing note of victory. They won. But it leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? What is a world run on their terms by their rules? What does that actually look like? We can only imagine.